Check. Woo! Let's get this shit going today. How's it going, everybody? We fired the freaking damn offensive coordinator, Greg Olsen, calling plays for the Raiders today. We will see if that makes a difference, because if not, it's going to be all on Geno Smith and Pete Carroll's ass. Pete Carroll pulling the trigger, getting rid of the offensive coordinator. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Hanging out, dude. Thoughts on Greg Olsen? I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. I think, hey, if you have a better relationship with the head coach, you know, even if you got somebody really smart like Chip Kelly, I think that's always going to make a big difference there. He claims to, and Pete Carroll claims to know him really well. So I'm excited. I just like the entire joke. And it's a joke because of just the coaching carousel with the Raiders, but I like the whole gimmick that it's third time's the charm. Greg Olsen was the coordinator hired in 2014 with Dennis Allen, then 2018 with John Gruden, and maybe third time's the charm this time with Pete Carroll. Hey guys, I was so excited for this stream. I forgot my damn pomade. I think I'm going to be looking like what's that dude from the was it the Goonies or the Little Rascals, that movie that you watch as a kid, Alfalfa, where he has the hair down on his bangs? I think I'm going to look like Alfalfa during the stream today. So we got the people who are on the tank alert, who are anxious for the tank. So this scoreboard's going to be set up in a little bit nicer, and it's going to look a little bit more like this in just a second. We just got to wait for the game to actually load up in about 7 minutes here. Look, the Chargers had that rough little patch where they were really struggling. I felt like the injuries were piling up. Especially on the offensive line. He got a couple people back. He got Becton, one of their top linemen who they signed this year, expressing some frustration in the news. I'll be interested to see how well they do. I don't think the Chargers are going to be as, quite frankly, dominant as they were against the Raiders in week 2. So that presents an opportunity for Greg Olsen and the Raiders. I'm going to need to grab this freaking pomade downstairs at some point. But that does create an opportunity there. And it could be, just like we saw with the Jets today. Jets beat the Atlanta Falcons. That's not good for their tanking, right? Because on a certain level, you might want to tank. And it is quite true that Raiders could sneak out some wins. Oh, thank you so much, Audrey, coming through with the pomade. It is quite true that the Raiders could screw up their tank ability with, getting a trap game win against of course, the Broncos. That almost happened, and then now you got the freaking Chargers as a possibility today. Long live the King of the West, John. We got people giving shout outs to John Gruden. People still saying F Geno. So what do you guys think about Geno Smith apologizing for flipping off the fans, dude? Do you think Raider Nation's going a little too far, or do you think they're just right? Apologizing for flipping off the fans. I didn't think I would see that this early, but I wonder what they said to him. Like, so on one level, you could say maybe Geno Smith's being a little too sensitive. On another level, you could say Maybe the Raiders fans are being too rough on him, and I think today is the day we find out. Is it the Chip Kelly experiment that was the problem, or will Geno Smith prevail? Guys, get these likes up. We just started this stream, coming in a little late here, just right before the game, and let me know where you guys are at, man. I'm out in the Pac Northwest right now. What are we at? We got the weather right here. I don't know if you can see this weather clock. We're at freaking 49 degrees. We are at 49 degrees in the Pac Northwest right now. And to me, that's not really cold. That's how you know it's getting bad. It's not too cold for me. Let me know the temperature where you're at. I want specific numbers. I want this to look like the freaking weather report. Because what I know about dudes who wake up on Sundays and watch football, and especially like going outside, these bros know the weather. They know the weather like the back of their hand. And back when I used to be younger in my early 20s, I never gave a shit about the weather. And then once I started going into my 30s, I literally became like all the old guys I used to hear growing up. Well, it's about this temperature today, blah, blah. And I suddenly give a shit about the weather. It's something about when you start turning 30, you finally understand why literally the number one searched term on Google. And if you're doing a little research, trying to make content, you'll be, researching things on Google. The number one search, the number one thing, the number one word searched in all of Google around the world is weather, is the word weather. So we got 42 in Louisiana. Wow, 25 degrees. Knoxville, Tennessee right now, 76 in Arizona. Arizona just stays hot. It somehow just always stays hot. And South Carolina, 61. San Bernardino, 70. Bakersfield's at 50 and Fresno's at 48. No way. Those valley people are freezing their ass off right now. They're gonna act like they're freaking gonna have to become an Eskimo and build an igloo at that point. 39 and cloudy in Pennsylvania. The sun does make a difference. You tell me you got 40 degrees with sun, 40 degrees with no sun. That is going to 100% feel different. Notification did not. You know what? I felt like the notifications were off because I get one too on one of my burner accounts, and I don't think I got it. Oh, okay, there we go. Hey. Well, to boost the freaking notifications, let's get the likes up. We're at 41 likes. We got over 100 people in here right before the game. It's loading up right now. It's a home game in Las Vegas, baby. Let me turn up these speakers real quick. 19 in Sioux Falls. 51 in Brentwood. I know where Brentwood's at. Yeah. Yeah, as long as it's a good weather. So 73 in the Massachusetts home. Yeah, as long as it's good inside the place. As long as you're not having a freaking power outage, which happens sometimes. Power outages during heat storms and having to go. That's when you go to the movies. Because you don't need to freaking go to the movie theater to watch movies these days. You can watch that shit at home. But when you got freaking heat waves, power outages, that's when you're like, you know what? I'm going to spend this $15 a pop. This kind of complete ripoff. Unless you really want that theater experience because you're watching like action or something, that's when you go there. So interesting, man. Devin McCourty is doing some of the broadcasting for this game. Former Patriots player. He's an analyst on NBC. And he was really critical of the move to get rid of Chip Kelly. I was watching some of his takes just the other day. Part of the reason why he was really critical about the Raiders getting rid of Chip Kelly is just due to the fact that, look, man, it's still only been 11 games. You got rid of him after 11 games, and you made him the highest paid and signed a 3-year contract. That does show that you didn't do good offseason evaluation. Now we're hearing that Chip Kelly was Tom Brady's guy. Maybe even Pete Carroll was reluctant to even have Chip Kelly. And we're also hearing that Chip Kelly kind of clapping back at Pete Carroll. There's this media war right now. I think I'm going to make some videos on this week. There is a media war going on between Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly. And I think to be fair to Chip Kelly, and by the way, the Raiders offense is going to be on the field first. Raiders offense on the field first. Right on, dude. Here we freaking go. But I think to be fair to Kelly, he's saying that all the position coaches that he didn't get to hire his own staff. It was all Carroll guys. And that makes sense because you got freaking literally the son, Brennan Carroll, is the O-line coach. Dylan Lobby with the kick return going to the 30 and the 35. And the day 3 running back Lobby, drafted a couple years ago, has actually been able to find a role in the team, and that's good to see. Doing some special teams there. Around the NFL, you got the Bills competing against a broken Aaron Rodgers. The guy's got like fractures in his wrists, and he's still playing. And I got to say, I appreciate that of Aaron Rodgers, a guy toughing it out when he's got all the money in the world just to play at age 41. You got to respect that. Geno Smith taking the field under center in the new Greg Olsen offense. We'll see if it's that different. And, of course, a handoff to Genty. And Genty wrestles for about 4 to actually 5 yard gain in a single back formation. No fullback there. I'm curious if we would see any different formations. They're not showing the starting lineup of the O-line. I'm curious what's going on there. But there we go. Greg Olsen. Everybody says he looks like the Sons of Anarchy cast members with that slick back hair. But there he goes on the sideline for the 3rd time as a Raider in the past 10 years. Single back formation again with 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. Play action, and Geno has time and tries to set up a screen, but it's batted. Incomplete, intended for Ashton Genty. Now, I want to take a look at the interior. Haven't been able to see it yet, but I'm curious who they got. Parham's available in the lineup. And do we got Caleb Rogers at guard? I'm trying to see here. All right, we'll check it out on this next third down. Critical third down. Don't want to go 3 and out. We got people ripping into Geno in the chat. Oh, shit. Okay, so 3rd and 5. Dude, I put it on subscriber-only chat. These bots are still here. Geno dropping back and could not find anybody open. The pocket started to collapse slightly, and there may be a fumble. This is going to piss. Okay, thank God. Raiders held on to the football there. I believe we had Alex Kappa at center there. Let me see the replay here. Yeah, Alex Kappa playing center. And remember, he came in as center. And Caleb Rogers, the rookie out of Texas Tech, is in the game at guard as well. So we're seeing a different interior lineup. Alex Kappa getting his first game as a center in his career. And you have Caleb Rogers, the rookie. He almost came in. Or was he the one from Clemson, not Texas Tech? Because I know they drafted 2 offensive linemen. I always get them confused. No, he's Texas Tech. And a fumble for the Chargers on the punt return. And did the Raiders recover? Raiders motioning recover. We'll see what the Zebras say. And I don't think we're going to get that lucky, are we? Oh, near disaster. Chargers recovered, but a muffed punt by Los Angeles, San Diego. Oh, wow, man. Raiders really whiffed on that. Could have had a big recovery. Really could have changed the game. All right, so people can't stand Geno. Oh, we're trying to drop the emojis. My bad. Let me turn on those emojis right now. I screwed up on that. 1 second. I'll turn these on right now. I have to always turn them on. All right, and Herbert in the throwback uniforms hands it off. 4-yard gain to Vidal. Got to give the Chargers credit, man, not having their first-round pick or running back Hampton, able to use some guys from last year and still create a pretty good run game. Especially all the people playing fantasy football, picking up some of those guys. Got to feel happy about that. So what, you guys have been seeing that Carr's, you think he's pretty much done? I think it would have to be like literally the perfect thing for the guy. So 2nd and 6 for Herbert, dropping back in the shotgun, has plenty of time, going to step up and now run it. And maybe a late targeting hit by the Raiders on Herbert by Adam Butler, but it's not called. Okay, so luckily they missed him because I was gonna say, dude, that might have been a bonehead mistake, but no flag. Herbert using his legs, getting wild with it. Drop some emojis. I want to see if they're working now. I believe I got them going, locked and loaded right now. Just got them going. All right, here we go. 3rd and 3 for the Chargers. And Herbert finds an open Keenan Allen. And there we go. We got the emojis. Drop him, drop him, drop him. There's a flag. Raiders are praying for an OPI here. Chin covering Keenan Allen. Holding on the Raiders, though. So going to be declined. And it's a fresh set of downs for Keenan Allen and the Chargers. Flag was on Isaiah Pulamal, the safety. Let's get low. Yeah, because we got there's a bunch of Raiders fans in the chat or sometimes in the videos when Gino has a bad game wanting Carr back. And look, I understand, but it's just not going to happen at this point. It just doesn't. It seems like it's really done. 3-yard gain. And look, of course I don't want that to be the case, but it just really seems like it's 2nd and 7 now. It does suck that it did go out the way it went out. It does. So here we go, though. The Chargers getting the fullback involved. I'm curious to see how healthy their offensive line, because it's really different compared to week 2. And here we go. Got a fullback trying to block Max Crosby on the 2nd and 7 playing an audible by Herbert. McConkey not with a catch yet. Oh, and maybe it's an offsides by Crosby. I think so. Encroachment there. Trying to time it a little too closely. That's going to be a flag on the Raiders. Well, yeah, dude, Carr's not going to freaking retire. He's not going to retire a Saint. They were pissed off just because he went to Chipotle and didn't eat some freaking, I don't know, gumbo when he first got there in New Orleans. So of course he's not going to retire there. So here we go, dude. Both the coordinators on the sideline. I kind of like that. Hey, guys, good amount of people. Shout out to all the new people joining the stream. Like this stream to support us, man. Good free way to support us. 2nd and 2 and a handoff up the middle. That's going to be a first down easily for the Chargers. You got Crosby in on the tackle there. And a little concerned. I feel like it's a little methodical drive. Taking your time of possession drive for the Chargers. Raiders' last offensive drive really ended because of a sack. Welcome to Sucktown? What are you guys talking about? So Antonio Pierce, did he say more stuff about the Raiders today? Here, I'm pulling up the... And another handoff, a read option. 6-yard gain, and the Raiders' run defense is really struggling right now. Even though it's kind of been... not too bad ever since they got Thomas Booker from the Eagles early in the offseason. Someone said life as a Raiders fan's like life of pain. I thought you said life of OF pain. I was like, oh, do we have an OF model who's also a Raiders fan in the chat? And then some of them are dudes. 2nd and 4 here. 9:20 to go in the first quarter. And another handoff. Can the Raiders stop the run? Still giving up 3 yards, but a big hit by Jamal Adams. And that's another criticism that you got at Pete Carroll right now. Starting too many veteran guys on a team that is not making the playoffs. You know, we're not making the playoffs. It's too late. And that's a big criticism, man. I mean, at least you got Caleb Rogers in on an offensive line at guard right now. But defense, you're seeing the Jamal Adams, people who probably aren't going to be on the team next year if we're just being real. All right, let me get the spot. And another handoff and an easy first down. And yes, they are freaking Judo Joe Black. They are freaking driving on us. It is bad. That's so funny. I got I put it on subscriber only chat just to get the bots because we had a shitload of bots last time during the Shador Sanders game. And we still got them. That means it's going to be a good stream. All right, so now encroaching in Raiders territory at the 32-yard line. Mark had the OF model. I think she was a ringling. She wasn't OF. She was just like a Cirque du Soleil. And Herbert checking it down to the running back on 1st and 10 and breaking tackles Vidal, the running back for the Chargers. Extra effort. Raiders having trouble wrapping up there, but you got to give him credit. Fresh set of downs for the Chargers. No, and MJ in the chat, time to turn it off again. No. I mean, we're not getting the ball at halftime, so that's the only thing that pisses me off. Last week we kept on like resting on that. Oh, well, at least we're freaking get the ball at halftime. Let me get this bot out of here. Oh, thanks, John Raider Snake. 1st and 10, now in the red zone. Yep. Only 2 double-digit win seasons, and one of them was 10-7, Barstow. So it's like 10-7, you're barely making. So another handoff, going to be 2nd and long for San Diego. Look, I miss when the Chargers were in San Diego. It was a California city that you just wouldn't expect, more coastal, you know what I mean, to have. And it was kind of like having a team in Mexico, even though I feel like Raiders and Niners a lot more Mexican fans in California are Raiders and Niners. 2nd and 9. But you're basically the Tijuana Chargers. 2nd and 9 here. Herbert with a quick throw, but a little high, still reeled in. Quentin Johnston and pull him out on the coverage. Going to be 3rd and long. This is a good opportunity for the Raiders because the Chargers have been moving. Now 3rd and 5. Finally got an opportunity to maybe stop these guys. Shout out to you, Trucker. Yeah, and so now we're wondering if the problem is Brady, man, calling the shots with Kelly and that being a disaster. Is he pissed at Carroll? Didn't expect there to be drama this early, not going to lie. 3rd and 5. And here we go. Confusion by the Raiders on 3rd and 5 and a quick throw. 1st down again, and you had a Landon Roberts really confused at linebacker. Yeah, so LA batting 100 on 3rd down, but Landon Roberts, the middle linebacker of the Raiders, heavier dude, older veteran, and now you're seeing him confused about what we're calling on a critical 3rd down. The guy was like moving his arms around and was he looked like he didn't know the call or was confused about something. McConkey would be eaten up at freaking Trailer Park Boys by Ricky and Julian. Play action. Herbert standing up and now scrambling to his left and gonna juke, but he is wrapped up by Jeremy Chin, who pulls a WWF move on him right there. Quick little slam. Grabbing his legs and, hey, bringing down Herbert like that, big QB. That's no easy task. Oh my God. So fans are going off on Geno Smith. All right. So now we're at a 2nd and 9. Hey, well, if Geno wins this game, you got to give him credit. And I'm not saying I think he's going to do it, but if he does. All right. It's the 2nd and 9 here. 4:30, a lot of clock being melted. Herbert standing up and now throws after resetting, and Johnston. More bad tackling by the Raiders. Lonnie Johnson trying to wrap up on Quentin Johnson. There's a touchdown for the Chargers. 9-minute drive. And I thought they were in Vegas because there were a lot of Raiders fans in the tailgate, but no, they're definitely in Los Angeles right now. Wow. Yeah, Julian beat him while he's holding a glass of whiskey. Bubbles, the most square one. Geno Smith, he obviously doesn't really feel sorry for flipping off Raiders fans, but he knows he has to say he's sorry. So that's how you get it done, man. Got to give the Chargers a ton of credit. Some criticism amongst the fans on Greg Roman for the past few weeks when they had that little stretch, especially with the offensive line injuries, where they weren't as hot as they were in the middle of the year. But Really, this was a Raiders defense that couldn't stop the run at all to save their life. Couldn't tackle once they found a receiver in an open field. And Herbert was able to shed a few defensive linemen and reset and not exactly just scramble, but throw. And you saw it on that Johnson throw where you had some Raiders defenders make contact with Herbert, but he was able to reset and just throw. So, yeah, the Jags game last week was the one that was the complete disaster. I remember I turned that one off early. I was actually really curious to watch it because the Jags and Raiders game was really close, went to overtime, obviously. But then the Chargers randomly got absolutely destroyed by Jacksonville. Obviously beat the Steelers, and then Titans lost to the Colts. That's expected. Had a close one against Miami, and took an L to Washington. And obviously the Jackson Dart debut was big and kind of took a hit to LA's record, but still staying pretty solid. Honestly, I thought their win-loss total over these past 4 weeks was a little worse, just based on the news. And sometimes I'll see Chargers stuff online and Chargers fans complaining. But commercial break right now. And yeah, I mean, I think the biggest play of that drive was that 3rd and 5 when Landon Roberts, the linebacker of the Raiders, looked like he didn't know what the play call was and he was panicking. So how are we 12, 13 weeks into the season and confused about all this? Oh my dude, there's no, like, I think if Antonio Pierce ends up with a better record than Carroll with Gardner Minshew, then I think at that point you got to fire Carroll. Yeah. We might have to pop on Fortnite and play a couple rounds while this game's on, cuz oh. All right, here we go. Game's coming back on, and this is like a drive where you just cannot go 3 and out. Because we just saw the Chargers keep the ball for 9 minutes. So the Raiders cannot go 3 and out. But maybe the Raiders, I don't know. I don't know who you trust as the Raiders head coach, because they could be like the Jets. And I don't even know if the Jets are going to continue going with Aaron Glenn. So the Jets traded everybody, got multiple first-round picks. Should the Raiders do that, right? Reset and just say, F it, we're not going to compete for like 3 more years. But who are you going to trust to lead that? I mean, now it seems even hard to trust Carroll. At first, people thought, all right, you're going to get Pete Carroll, you're going to get an above-average coach. Whoa, Justin Herbert going to the locker room right now. So that little slam that we talked about, that wrestling move when Herbert tried to scramble and he had Jeremy Chin slam Herbert. All right, well, hey, if there's no Herbert in this game, then that's going to be hard to like really count that and say that this team's super improved after Kelly, because that's everything for the Chargers. But Trey Lance is the backup. 1st and 10 for Geno Smith, though, to throw, and a quick completion to Brock Bowers. And a huge gain of 30 yards, the longest gain of the day for the Raiders on their second drive, a crossing pattern. And nobody was on Bowers. You saw some zone coverage by the linebackers. They just get caught slipping, and that was wide open. Geno Smith getting the ball out of his hands very quickly. I like that. Now you got Dante Thornton in the game, along with Tyler Lockett and Brock Bowers, and a fresh set of downs, and a handoff to Ashton Genty up the middle, and he runs into some traffic. Ran into DJ Glaze, the right tackle, and no gain. Bud Dupree with the tackle there. Back to is the living room really that much better? To me, it's too much of a bitch when I have to like put all my shit back to the other room to record videos, but maybe I should just do it anyways. And I do look way fatter. It is not a flattering angle. I got to figure out, I'm not going to freaking make myself look fatter. Okay, timeout for the Chargers before the second down play. Harbaugh with a quick timeout. Okay, we have some horn dogs. Oh yeah, the audio is horrible too in the living room because these are meant to be close to your face, not freaking far away. But I'm not going to use my good shit I already spent money on. Do it where you're comfortable. I mean, it's fun having Audrey on. Right on. We might actually win. I'm not counting any eggs before they hatch, dude. Trey Lance, I wouldn't be surprised if Trey Lance and Jim Harbaugh, even if Herbert's out, figure some shit out against the Raiders. Okay, appreciate you guys hiding these people. All right, and then I'll take it over. All right, 2nd and 9 after the timeout for the Chargers. 3:19 to go. Ooh, Harbaugh's pissed. Maybe something bad happened. Hey, I want to see the Chargers take out the Chiefs, though. Them or the Broncos. Somebody's got to do it. Handoff up the middle. No gain. Losing yards, and Raiders in the first drive had a pretty good run to start with Genty. Now you're seeing them kind of run into traffic here. If we couldn't be Shador. Shador got a little hurt today. All right, 3rd and 9. And here we go. The new starting lineup in the interior. Kappa at center. Rodgers at right guard. Parham still left guard. 3rd and 9 here. Big one at the 44-yard line of the Chargers. Geno. And it looks like there may be either a false start or a timeout. And the Raiders look like they called a timeout. So Pete Carroll and company did not like what they see. Appreciate you, Jack, in the chat. I mean, look, dude, big opportunity. Could tie the game right now. Herbert, Herbert's a tough guy. I give him a lot of credit, and I think he will be back in this game, but he's not going to be 100%. He's not going to be scrambling like crazy, right? So that's going to give you a little bit of an opportunity there on defense, man. And Rocky, I think I'm doing a pretty good job calling the game. I'm talking like a mile a minute. It's like I'm on TikTok fast speed. Turkey time. Raiders giving out turkeys here. A little fun Thanksgiving fun, but Raiders fans don't give a shit about that. They want this 3rd down to be converted. 3rd and 9 after the timeout, and trips at the bottom. And Geno making an adjustment here with Lockett at the bottom of the screen, and Trey Tucker in motion. And blitz, and Geno instantly sacked by Derwin James, knocked completely out of any possible field goal range, of course. And it was just like the Raiders literally did not have their protection set to even freaking pick up that blitz at all. And it was quite obvious that the Chargers are blitzing. You had multiple people crowding the line of scrimmage, nothing in the middle, obviously. And the Raiders literally just did not have enough people. Genty trying to block. That's not going to work out. And now it's 4th and 18. And Raiders are punting from their own 47 now. So literally, I mean, yeah, literally, it seemed like Geno didn't have a short option to throw it to. Oh, did I delete the wrong fucking thing? Oh no, I didn't. Literally, dude, there is just so many fucking bots. How is that even possible when we don't even have that many people in here? Like, now I'm pissed off. How do we have this many? And I have it on subscriber only chat. That's fucking crazy. All right, anyways. Yeah, so it looked like Geno just didn't have a short option to throw it to with the blitz coming. Obviously, if you're sending that many people, Chargers send at least 7. You would think that they'd have somebody, whether it be on like what, a short crossing pattern available, but no. Yeah, this O-line's really setting it back. But they knew it'd be a problem, and they really didn't do yeah, I already changed the chat to subscriber only too. It's just crazy. Let me make sure I got it set to that if it didn't switch back. And guys, get the likes up. We have not gotten to 100 likes yet. We have not been asking. Like this freaking stream right here, right now. Subscribe to engage in the chat. And help spread the word, man. Yeah, so I had it on. Okay, now we're getting a little crazy. Let's see what's going on here. So punt, LA is going to be at their 7. Whoo! So people are still hyping up the Shador. People forget, yeah. Oh, yeah, people watching the game there. Yeah, we were wondering, oh, Geno Smith, the offensive line was freaking really bad with Seattle. Maybe be a little bit better with the Raiders, and we'll see him get unleashed. And it turns out maybe the Raiders' O-line is worse than Seattle. Or maybe both suck. All right, so here we go. Trey Lance in the game. Herbert still not available. So big concern, and maybe that's why you saw Harbaugh a little upset. Really important point of the season for the Chargers right now. Trying to make sure they get to that finish line to get into playoffs with a 7-4 record, and a handoff at the middle, and they are stuffed. Raiders knew they were obviously running it, not going to throw at the 7-yard line with Trey Lance. And even if Herbert comes back, you could see the Raiders take advantage of the situation. Backup QB, if the defense doesn't capitalize off this, when are they going to get it? So Jeremy Chin, that little slam really had a big deal on Herbert. Was that on his ass? Hey, he needs Madison Beer to massage that ass out, and then he'll be good to go. 2nd and 10. I mean, it looks like the slam was just hard on his ass or tailbone. 2nd and 10, and a quick throw with Trey Lance on the outside. Nearly a first down. Third and 1, and now you got Darian Porter with the coverage there in the game. So you got more rookies finally playing now that the Raiders are officially knocked out of the playoffs. Trey Lance is going to have a career day. 3rd and 1. Yeah. And Harbaugh, anxious to see what happens here. Heavy formation with only one wide receiver for the Chargers. Raiders crowd the line of scrimmage. Ball at the 15, and a muff snap by Justin Herbert. And the Raiders are going to recover at the 5. And if they don't score here, oh, they call a false start on the Chargers, so the fumble is negated. I don't know if the Raiders even recovered the fumble. Regardless, going to be a repeat on 3rd and 6. Now, oh my God. Wow. So I really do believe the Raiders did recover here. Trey Lance muffed the snap. Then you see, oh, actually, you know what? I think LA ended up wrestling it back. 3rd and 6, regardless, false start negates the previous play. And now an 11-yard gain. And a handoff, but the Raiders lose containment on the handoff, and the Chargers on 3rd and 6 with an outside run in the shotgun still get the first down. Wow. The play by these corners, horrible job by Greedy Vance. They're showing him. The Raiders lose containment on 3rd and 6 and give up the first down. Wow. So what I think is happening is that the Raiders defense was the strength of the team, obviously. And this game, they decided to actually start a bunch of the younger players and the rookies because the season's over. And so you're seeing the defense be just objectively worse and not as stout as they were early in the season or even just last week. I mean, I still thought the Raiders defense did a decent job last week. Really, it was the special teams that gave up big plays to set up some scores for the Browns and Shador. And you had Shador obviously have one big throw against the Raiders when they blitzed, kind of a busted coverage. But I still don't feel like they did that bad last week. This week they're already doing way worse. That's how we pay Geno the big bucks. Geno. So Justin Herbert questionable to return. Left hand injury is what they're calling it. So to me, it looked like he fell on his ass, but he tried to use his hand to prevent the fall, make it not that crazy. And man, you got Seattle fans with an 8-3 record saying, "I told you so" about Geno and Pete Carroll. I told you. So they're getting the last laugh this year. We'll see what happens next year. We'll see how long the Sam Darnold shit works. Put it all on Geno. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, biggest story in the NFL is still the Shador start. Even though they lost by multiple points, you got people talking about the fact that, was it a good start? Was it that his team failed him? We saw one bad missed throw to Jerry Jeudy by Shador. Oh my God. I got to show you guys this one now. You got a fan. Holding up a Jamarcus/Geno. A Jamarcus/Geno's freaking sign. Isn't that crazy? Oh, man. Look. I mean, it's not all on him. This O-line's atrocious. But Raiders are desperate for a new QB. Handoff. As the Chargers continue to get first downs running the football. Something the Raiders have not been able to do. Run the football at all. Mississippi. Oh, man. This is getting bad. I was really hoping that Geno Smith would at least be like the guy that people are cool with for like 2 years. We just needed something that's a step above Minshew. And now Justin Herbert's back out there. He's got his hand taped up and his wrists. Looks like he's going to play soon. 2nd and 5 for LA. And Lance to throw, scrambling to his right. Going to take off. He's got some wheels and got leveled by Jeremy Chin. 3rd and 1. Wow, that's insane, dude. How do we have this many bots and we only have we have under 300 people in here? And we have this many bots. This is fucking crazy. All right. 3rd and 1 for the Chargers here. It's still way fewer bots than usual. And here we go. Shotgun and a handoff for Los Angeles and broken tackles. The Raiders cannot tackle today. This is some of the worst tackling I have freaking seen. Oh, flag on the play, though. All right, 13:35 to go. Face mask on the defense. The problems continue to compound. Automatic first. Wow, I can't believe it, man. This is a shit show. Complete shit show. Wow. All right, so Justin Herbert's trying to come back in this game right now. Nobody wants to get hurt. Yeah. People trying to stay safe. Are you really playing for a new contract? And another handoff for the Chargers, and the Raiders have no run defense. Raiders should honestly just maybe, I don't know, maybe chew clock at this point, dude. Like, are you serious? Are you serious? We're really going to just give up the run like this? Second and 6 now, and it looks like Herbert in a few plays is going to go in. Bring back the bots, huh? All right, 2nd and 6 here. And Trey Lance is going to keep it. The former Niner gets only a couple yards. What? So people really think the upcoming QB class, so nobody likes Mendoza anymore? And Justin Herbert is back on a critical third down. Chandler Jones emojis in the chat. 3rd and 4. Tons of Raiders fans here. But hey, Trey Lance, man. Would you guys rather have him or Geno Smith? 3rd and 4. And more whistles and more flags. So many false starts in this game. Kind of annoying. On the Chargers, of course. And a lot of games happen on Thanksgiving, so you don't really have much. There's not many other games on right now. We got Vikings versus Seattle right now. Ooh, that finger looks dislocated, but for Herbert. Bills versus Steelers, of course. Really 3 games on right now, which is kind of crazy. Just because of Thanksgiving. 3rd and 10. Herbert to throw and wide open. Caillou Blue Kelly giving up a big completion to Keenan Allen. 3rd and 6, and you got about almost a 10-yard gain. And that was just too easy. No pressure for Herbert. The line holds up perfectly and just delivers a strike on a comeback route. I mean, and that, I mean, how long is this drive? How long is this possession? And another handoff, Crosby in pursuit. Finally, a tackle for no gain. I have not seen that in a while. So they've had this ball since 1:48. So they've already had this for like over 5 minutes. Here, I need to blow my nose. Another flag on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Devin White after the tackle. So we finally got a positive play of no gain, and then now we got unsportsmanlike on Devin White. What did he do? He humped him a little bit. He got a little Humpty Dumpty on him after the tackle. I mean, come on, it wasn't that bad, bro. That is not that bad. 1st and 10, though, now for the Chargers after he finally had a positive play on defense. All right, 29-yard line. Chargers look like they're at least going to go 10-0 on this drive. Play action. And Herbert with time and throws deep and wide open down to the 2-yard line. Gadskin, the tight end. And wow, no coverage there at all. I mean, who was supposed to cover this guy? I think it was Devin White. Devin White probably a little shook after getting the penalty. They take advantage. And the most embarrassing pick 6. Vikings dealing with tons of backup QBs right now. If Derek Carr wanted to come out of retirement, now would be the time with the Vikings, but bad record. Handoff up the middle on 1st and goal. Now 2nd and goal. Pretty much no gain. Yeah, kind of odd that they're running it out of the shotgun here. But at least the Raiders get a little bit of a stop here. Still have a shot to hold them to 3 points only, but really giving up some big throws. Once Herbert got in the game, big throws. And we got a 7-minute drive now. Shotgun, multiple tight ends, and another handoff to the outside. And Vidal just gets nowhere. 3rd and goal, and I think they're going for it. If they don't get it on this 3rd down, I think they're going for it. Landon Roberts and Crosby celebrating together after yelling at each other on the sidelines last game. Had some viral clips on the internet. Yeah, I mean, look, the new offense has scored 0 points in the first. They're probably going to score 0 points in the first half. I mean, I don't want to believe that, but if you had to Guess. That's it. 3rd and goal. Harbaugh with his second charge timeout. Raiders have 2 left. Well, I mean, they might hold him. If they keep running it, they might hold him. I mean, I think they're going to at least, I think they're going to freaking do like a read option with Herbert or something. I wouldn't be surprised. Unless they're scared to put Herbert in harm's way again. But we'll see what they do. They're not able just to run it out of the shotgun anymore with Gore Vidal, which is what they were doing earlier and pretty much getting 5 yards a carry. Now they're not able to exactly keep doing that. If they hold him, though, yeah. If they hold him, people will give a shit about this game finally. Dude, and with how the Chargers are playing, maybe we just need the Chargers' backup O-lineman. I mean, these are a lot of their backups. 17 minutes versus 420 minutes. Time of possession. Chargers obviously with the most. 3rd and goal. Gadskin, the tight end, who had a big completion at the top of the screen. Herbert in the shotgun. A lot of audibles, and maybe they get the ball off. They do. Herbert with time throws it up and intercepted by Caillou Blue Kelly at the freaking goal line. And there is still some motherfucking hope in this game. And we actually have something to watch now. That is what I'm talking about, bro. Not giving up. Caillou Blue Kelly got mossed by Keenan Allen early in this drive. And now he comes up on a pass intended for Ladd McConkey. And the Raiders get a pick. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Dude, how many ints do the Raiders have this year? 7? 30th. So we're 30th in picks on defense this year. So now that's 8. Now we finally have 8 picks. And so we're basically last. But I feel like we're last because the offense sucks and the defense kind of gets gassed early in these games. But there we go. There we go. Super Bowl. Super Bowl now. Yeah, I know. We're going to have another punt. I feel like what's going to happen is Gino's just going to... We're going to get into a 3rd and 5 again. You know, we'll have a good run on 1st down. Then we'll throw it incomplete on 2nd down. And then it's 3rd and 5, and Gino's going to just drop back and then get sacked. I mean, that's pretty much what's happened every single time. 30 seconds behind, really? Whoo! It looked like both feet in bounds to me. A big freaking play, though. But, I mean, obviously, it's hard to believe the offense is going to do anything with it. But in a magical world, if Geno Smith scores, it is a tie game. I like how the discussion was like, yeah, are they really going to hold him to even 3? And then, of course, when we have no hope is finally when there's an interception. Oh, son of a bitch. And hey, now we finally got an audience, man, in terms of games on. Just not that many happening right now. Is the NFL app always posting alerts for these plays? I don't have the noties turned on because then my phone gets blown up too much. Yeah, now Gino will F it up. Look, I think compared to everybody right now, I have the most faith. Most people are talking hella negative. I still was rooting for Gino even last week. I was saying I like a veteran QB more than a 5th round pick who's just got a rich dad, and that's why we know about the guy. At the 2-yard line. And a handoff to Genty at the 2, and it goes nowhere. 2nd and 10. And handing it off out of the shotgun. I mean, 2nd and 2. I don't know why we don't have a fullback. I mean, I guess we're just not going to do that. And we're going to be try to be one of these modern offenses with no fullback. All right, so showing the replay on the interception, man. They're celebrating it. 2nd and 9, so at least we got 1 yard on that first down play. 3 wide receivers at your own 2-yard line, and only one tight end. I don't get it, but here we go. Dropping back, Gino throws it up deep and overthrown. And maybe even an interception because it was bobbled by Dante Thornton. Tony Jefferson of the Chargers believes he has the interception. Refs ruled it incomplete. Oh, son of a bitch. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Did they give it right back? They might have given it right back. Okay, no. It's in... Let me see the replay. Oh my God. I think he got it in. It was bobbled off of the hands of Dante Thornton. It was a rough thrower. I didn't see it really getting there anyway, and I think the dude freaking barely reeled it in. I really do believe he gave it right completely back. Are you kidding me? He gave it completely back. This is awful, man. This is completely awful. Wow. No way. The season's over. No. Yup. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Chargers at the 37. They already have it updated on this freaking little screen here. So Chargers will get the ball back at the 27. Just like that, dude. Just like that. Yup, the chat did call it. Ball given right back in another Geno Smith interception. Woof. I mean, if you're Geno Smith, maybe you want to freaking... Maybe you just don't want to throw it anymore to mess up your stats, your legacy, bro. You don't want to screw up your legacy like that. Dude, oh my God. I gotta open up a window, man. I'm already pissed off. Time to open up a window. Should have kept McDaniels. Oh, should have kept freaking literally anybody, dude. All right, so they're not going to be back next year. I mean, this is, unless something radically turns around in the second half. Like, there's no way Geno Smith and Pete Carroll are coming back. Like, do you think they will just run it back with them and say, "Hey, we're going to get better around them," and then? Yeah, I'm glad I'm not drinking during this game because it would be over. I am glad I am not drinking during this game. Like, okay, are they done? Will Carroll, maybe not Geno, will Carroll be back next year? And it is an interception officially by the NFL broadcast. Now, Thornton unable to reel it in or toe drag, but also a really rough attempt and I just think a rough call. 2nd and long at your own 2-yard line. You're throwing it deep to Thornton on the sideline? Like, what's going on here? Handoff for Herbert to Vidal. 4-yard gain. 14 picks for Geno Smith. And Geno, he's not even looking up. He doesn't want the camera to get his face. Oh my God, dude. Are you serious? Yeah. All right, Herbert dropping back, and he's throwing deep, overthrows Keenan Allen. Eric Stokes on the coverage, not too bad for the Raiders defense there. Now a 3rd and 6. Raiders could still hold him to 3. And hey, Keenan Allen, shout out to him coming back to the Chargers organization. Always interesting to see stuff like that happen. Still hoping Khalil Mack comes back to the Raiders at some point, but now he's on LA. I don't think that's happening. He's dealing with injuries. Shout out to all the people in the chat right now. Here we go. 3rd and 6. Herbert with time to throw it in. Oh, completion. I thought it was an interception. He threw it in a lot of traffic really quickly, but short of the first down, now 4th and 1. And, bro, now my cat is crying. Geno Smith is so bad. And the Raiders are so bad that my cat is crying right now. 4th and 1. Why does everybody do Geno with the eye? All right, 4th and 1. Chargers are going for it. Perfect opportunity for the Raiders to keep it a one-possession game. And they're going to hand it off up the middle, and they capitalize. And the Raiders defense, with 2 stops in this game, the Raiders defense gets a turnover in the red zone. And now this time a turnover on downs. And we still have hope because of this damn defense. This defense keeps giving me hope, man. Are you kidding me? No way, no way, no way. Wow. Chargers are just letting the Raiders. They're letting the freaking Raiders stay in this game. I mean, straight up. They are letting the Raiders stay in this game. And I can't believe it, man. That was great. Great to see here. Yeah, dude, put Adam Butler at fullback. Drop some emojis, man. Yeah, dude, my cat being upset caused this. You down? This cat has been crying watching this Raiders offense, bro. How many times are we going to change the system on offense? Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, I would have liked to just see them stick with the same coaches this time, regardless of what happens. And just be like, you know what? Can we just not switch it around? Because now we got to learn something completely new. Even if Geno stays, he's got to learn something new. Cam Miller, people like him. He's got to learn something new. Kenny Pickett, too. I mean, it's cool having him as a backup QB, but how's that going to pan out? He's going to be a free agent next year. Was that worth a late round pick? Drop some cat emojis, bro, for the cat. Sorry for the cat ASMR. She always likes rubbing her freaking mouth on the mic. She better not get hairs in this thing and then freaking ruin it, though. I was out of town, so I think this cat is mainly pissed off that I've been out of town. You can't build if you keep removing foundations every year. I believe. Yep. Oh, all right. Now you're eating my microphone or my headphones, and your breath stinks. Cat emojis, bro. And so here we have it, dude. So Raiders are going to have better field position than last drive. You're going to be at the 20s. And now you have a little bit, dude, okay, if you don't get it now, like now's the time. Like, I know we keep saying this, but if we don't get it now, the defense has bailed you out twice in a row. A pick and a turnover on downs. The Chargers are trying to keep you in this game. Yes, this is Skippy. All right, 1st and 10. Geno under center. Bowers in motion, and a fake pitch, play action. Geno throws on the run and completion to Trey Tucker, who only gets a few on that gain. But at least it was positive yards, which the Raiders are praying for. Geno looks like maybe kind of moving around a little slow. I don't know if his hamstrings are acting up or something. Look over here. All right, 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7 here. Geno under center. And a handoff to Genty, who makes a move to the left. Fights for a gain, and now it's going to set up a 3rd and 2 for the Raiders. Or it might be a 3rd and 6. This cat is 5 years old, too. Oh, shit. Come on. Come on, come back. You're not blocking my TV. 3rd and 2 now for the Raiders. And Gino in the shotgun here. Dropping back to throw, and a quick throw and completion to Jack Besh. The 2nd round pick out of TCU is finally getting in the game. And he does a little celebration. Why is everybody saying 6'7"? Is that some youth lingo that I don't get? Am I officially old now? 41-yard line, and now a handoff to Genty going to the outside, blocking set up by Kappa, and Genty gets a 9-yard gain, his best run of the day. And now the Raiders offense, after the Jack Besh completion, the Genty run, finally getting something positive. It's that kid meme? What kid meme? What kid? Today's young idiots. All right. I'm getting the mic away from you. 2nd and 1. And a handoff. Genty with a good positive run of about 6. And it looks like this, well, earlier it was pretty bad in the run game. It looks like this lineup is really working out in terms of that new interior. I mean, Alex Kappa at center never played center before this year. So still a little crazy that they got that going on. And it's kind of working. Some fat kid. And here we go. 1st and 10, handoff. And now a 3-yarder. This is Skippy. Skippy only 8-pounder. Bro, you cannot keep going up. Come on. Come back. Come back. You're going to make us lose viewers. Come back. 2nd and 8 now. Raiders are lining up. All right, come on. Second and 8, Gino backing up, airing it out deep and overthrowing Trey Tucker, but there's a flag on the play. Yeah, I think that was getting a little old. All right, so maybe a flag on the Chargers defense. PI on the Chargers defense here. A little bit of protest from the fans, but they called it on Trey Tucker. I think Trey Tucker's too short, so Gino does typically throw it high to him. But you had a little tug on the back of the jersey by the Chargers defensive back Molden. So, hey, man, encroaching on the red zone, 29-yard line. Yeah, it's just the cat's ass, right? And here you have it. Best drive of the day for the Raiders offense. Play action. Gino airs it out deep, and a big catch by Brock Bowers inside the 5. Here we go. This is now, at least we're about to score an actual touchdown in non-garbage time. So if we score here, this is already better than the Shador game. So there you go, Brock Bowers getting in on the action at the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. Raiders spread out with 3 wide receivers. Bowers in the slot. Chargers look like they're going to blitz, and now we got a timeout by Vegas. Raiders a little nervous there. Score, and I'm watching on the big screen. All right, we'll see what this ends up meaning, man. Get the likes up, guys. Shout out to all the new people coming in right now. Yeah, I bet you it's cheaper to go to a game in LA than Vegas. I wouldn't even be surprised. So maybe you got more Raiders fans there. And plus, I mean, it's California. Fresno State winning the final game. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Steelers versus Bills is a really slow game too as well happening right now. Steelers got the lead. Bills are falling off. I hate to say it, but I think the Chiefs are going to end up they're going to be in the AFC Championship game for sure. Get those likes up. Shout out. On to something new. I don't know what it is. Is the fireplace on downstairs? Oh, okay. It's hot as balls. So here we go. Raiders getting their 8th interception on the season. But Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, they're disappointing. Bills are becoming disappointing. Bengals had too many injuries. And I just like, who's the team in the AFC that's really going to take out the Chiefs? In the playoffs. I mean, I really don't know. Oh, it was the oven. All right, my bad. Yeah, so I don't know. And it's too late for Shador and the Browns to take over and take on the Chiefs. Season's already wrapping up. Look, if Shador next year is the Browns starting QB and beats the Chiefs in any significant fashion, then I'll start rooting for the Chiefs. All right, here we go. 5 yards to go. 1st and goal. Geno under center. Multiple linemen and a pitch to Genty. Genty goes backwards, losing a yard. 2nd and goal now. Khalil Mack in the game, had some injuries early in the season, went on IR, but he's back in action and having a little bit of a revenge matchup against Vegas. All right. Oh, and a little final timeout. Nobody injured. I was wondering if people were injured. Final timeout here for LA. Yeah, is this 4 down territory? 2nd and goal. Is this 4 down? Alex Kappa doing a pretty good job at center today. He struggled all year at guard, but you got to give him credit for that. Herbert watching intently. And 2nd and goal, Bowers in a bunch formation. Another freaking timeout. Pete Carroll and the Raiders now calling a timeout. Come on, bro. So we'll see what happens here. And by the way, man, because the Raiders season has been so bad, we totally forgot about the Jim Harbaugh, Pete Carroll rivalry here, going back all the way from USC versus Stanford. And then you had Seattle and the San Francisco 49ers, now in the AFC West. Totally forgot about that. It was a big story in week 2, early in the season. Now here we go, 2nd and goal after the timeout by the Raiders. Geno Smith with Trey Tucker in motion, dropping back to throw out of the shotgun, and is going to throw a strike wide open to Brock Bowers. And here we freaking go. And the Raiders have tied the game. And Greg Olsen leads the first touchdown drive as the Raiders offensive coordinator in 2025. Third time could possibly be the charm. And fortunately, the Raiders didn't deviate from their game plan that much, man. Continue to have 3 wide receivers most of the time, able to run the football a little bit, putting Genty on the outside, and Brock Bowers getting multiple catches. You gotta love it. And the point after is good. So tie game. Unfortunately, the Chargers get the ball back at the top of the third quarter, but this Raiders defense has been good in the red zone. You got to pick in the red zone. They've been ass up and down the field, but you got to pick in the red zone, and you also have that turnover on downs. A little bit of a fight happening between the Steelers and the Bills. Cameron Hayward and Josh Allen there is kind of interesting. I was seeing on my other screen. But there you have it, man. What we didn't think was possible actually happened. So what? Are we winning this shit? Are we winning this shit now? Is the Herbert wrist injury having that big of an impact? He looked actually exactly the same. I think he just made a bad throw. And I don't think the Chargers should have gone for it on fourth down. I think they got a little too cocky. And Raiders have gotten a little bit better at stopping the run up the middle because they were just giving it to Vidal all day up the middle, and it was there. They were getting their Chargers were getting 4 to 5 yards a carry. Mediocrity is over. Miami's not 4-7, are they? All right, here we go. Dude, honestly, these commercials are making me hungry. Freaking CJ Stroud with the Applebee's commercial. And I don't even like Applebee's. But Dan Campbell and CJ Stroud might give me a freaking munch on that. I don't know, dude. I've been even though I know it's so bad for you, I've been craving Popeyes. Slow my roll. I'm like, dude, looks like Geno Smith and Carroll are back next year after that drive. They're coming back. Well, I didn't even take a look at the poll. I want to see what the poll said. I mean, Applebee's is not good. That just shows how I'm just planning on making bad decisions. 66% say no, Carroll will not be back next year. Well, maybe it's going to change after that drive. Did the touchdown drive change anything for you? That's what I want to know. Honestly, taking a look at the offense though, it does look the same. It does look the same. The only thing we haven't seen is the pistol formation they're doing every once in a while. I thought we'd see some fullback or some tight end at fullback. We haven't seen that. It has pretty much looked the same with 3 wide receiver sets almost all the time. And I thought we'd see more Michael Mayer. I'm almost wondering if he ended up being. They did mention him on the injury report on Wednesday. Geno looks a little happy. I haven't seen that in a while. Oh, Michael Mayer ended up dealing with an ankle injury on Saturday, and a kick return for the Chargers gets to the 35. Raiders are lucky. That one did not get a little deeper there. So Michael Mayer banged up. You got Ian Thomas as the backup tight end in this game. So that's why you got some 3 wide receiver sets. So it was wide open when Geno dropped back and threw a strike. And you had Greg Olsen. You had the coaching staff try to celebrate with Greg Olsen after the TD. And he said, "Get the fuck off me, bro." He's trying to stay serious and seem all stoic now. All right, Justin Herbert on 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Crosby maybe going to be called offsides, but no, he sacks Herbert. Beautiful timing by Crosby and a huge sack on 1st down, a minute 30. Woo, and Herbert got whacked there. They are pals, so I wasn't expecting that. And here we go, 2nd and 16 for Justin Herbert. Maybe a false start. Chargers offensive line getting a little nervous in this pass-only situation, especially because the Chargers have 0 timeouts. So if they're going to do anything, Whoa, and the Raiders call a timeout, actually. I don't know how I feel about this. Bold move by Pete Carroll. Maybe getting a little more cocky, thinking that the Raiders can hold him here. And then the Raiders offense can put together some points. We got some more people in here. Yeah, shout out to all the new people in here, man. Appreciate you. And hit the like button if you can. Chargers gonna try to make something happen. You know, let's see if they switch their game plan up. So they look like they're gonna be pass only and try to put together a drive here with 1:17 left. But I think they're probably gonna run it. I anticipate a draw here on second down. Right guard is Caleb Rogers, the rookie out of Texas Tech for the Raiders. Second and 16. They're going to throw, and Herbert backing up, and a strike to Gadskin, and he is leveled by White, but he holds on. Actually, no, he does not hold on. Whew. Lucky Raiders didn't get a helmet-to-helmet or something there, but 3rd and 16 now. Oh, okay, no helmet to helmet. But Devin White had a flag earlier, but I think overall in the season, I think he's been the most impressive linebacker for the Raiders in 2025. People pissed about Geno in the chat, man. I don't know. 3rd and 16 to throw. Herbert stepping up and delivers a completion to Ladd McConkey. Going to be 4th and 2, McConkey's first catch. And Chargers maybe going to go for it here. Yup. Chargers are going for it on 4th and 2 with 54 seconds left. Actually, 4th and 1. Maybe they're going to try to run it. And if they convert, spike it. Oh, no. They're taking the offense off the field. And they are going to punt after that other failed conversion. So Chargers are going to let the clock drop to in the 20s. Raiders will have 20 seconds and no timeouts. Probably will do nothing in this situation besides go to halftime. We'll see what they decide. Touchback with 20 seconds left. So Raiders got a stop here. Dude, spam. Yeah, I know. And a little happier Geno Smith. Let's see. Put timeout for 5 minutes. SoFi does sound like a little bit like a home game. Yeah, we'll see if the Raiders take a shot over here, man. I mean, look, they tried that deep pass to Thornton when they were backed up to their own 2, and now they're going to be at their what? 20 something? We'll see if they just go bunch formation. You got Crosby talking to Patrick Graham. At least we have that coach who's been here for a while, Graham. And the Raiders will kneel it out and just go to half. All right, man. Finally having an 80-yard drive. Pete Carroll with the interview. What's he saying? Compliments the defense. So oh, and he's complimenting Geno. Here we go. But no, seriously, I think freaking it's like Pete Carroll has 2 kids on this team. He has 2 of his sons are on this team. It's the offensive line coach, Brennan Carroll, and then his other son is Geno. He's never gonna say anything bad about Geno. Pete Carroll kind of reminds me of the Gruden Carr situation. I mean, you want to keep everybody together, keep people believing in the QB. So there's that. But it is kind of like Pete Carroll has, 2 of his sons working on the squad. He's the adopted kid. We got the adopted one. And then we got the blood one, Brennan. All right, so a little bit of positivity there, though. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I'll go over here. So I said, did that TD drive change anything for you? Everybody obviously said no. Play calling is everything. We'll see what's happening. So about 10 minutes till halftime is over. No, do not say that Gino is his daughter. You could not do him like that. Come on, bro. He is still the Raiders QB. We could not do him dirty like that. Gino's his daughter? No. How are you going to do him dirty like that? Should we have grabbed Shador? Ooh. You get some Shador.
If I think, it was a great call by my coach, You like the aggression.
My bad.
Don't you like it?
So, I mean, biggest story in the NFL, just because of all the controversy and the draft situation, it's still the Shador situation.
They're even backed up.
So we got something going on here.
Those 2 4th and 1s that didn't work. And did you like Kevin having the aggressiveness there, even backed up in your territory? I mean, first, that's a rude question to ask. If I think, it was a great call by my coach, You like the aggression. Don't you like the call? Do you like? I like being out there playing. so whatever that comes with, it comes with. We're not gonna be here and ever point finger at no coach or do anything like that. That's
so reporters trying to sow division, saying, "Hey, on 4th and 1, or critical plays, you got the Browns coach, kind of Kevin Stefanski, taking things out of Shador's hands, and Shador's trying to getting a little rough." And clapping back at some of these reporters a little bit.
Disrespectful, and that's not even in my place. So I'm thankful for being out there, honestly, and I'm thankful that he trusts us as an offense to be able to go out there and be able to execute. Did we execute? No, we didn't. But, I'm just thankful that we have that trust.
Yeah, Shador's so eloquent. He's an eloquent speaker, bro. He could be a poet. Dion's a good speaker. Shiloh is too. I don't know what's up. Shador, it's I think he's a little funny. It sounds a little funny. I don't want to piss off the Shador fans. Ooh. Jerry Jeudy getting a little vocal with Shador on the sideline. You guys see this? Oh, here we go. Let's go. Yeah, there's not much you could say, but I guess he missed him on a play, and so you got Jeudy. Judy's always like kind of theatrical though. Oh, that's where you really get it. Oh, disagreement there on who missed the throw. Check that one out, man. Are you serious? Bro, you missed the throw. That's your fault. Oh, and then Shador's like saying no. Oh my God, that is a good one. Bruh, you missed the throw. That's your foul. No. And then you got the lineman stepping in. Oh shit. Okay, because I saw the second half of the game and then I tried to catch up while I was watching the second half of it. Jeudy, yeah, I mean, it's not like Judy's like the best advocate, the best. Best character and one of the best receivers. I mean, he's a solid number 2, but I mean, he's not somebody who you want to be your number 1 guy. Yeah, who do we want? We want to play with Sanders? Oh yeah, dude. Some bad freaking plays happening. Ooh, man. So they're saying that Juwan Jennings of the Niners was talking dirty when Malik Collins, former Raider, former Texan, was getting freaking carted off the field.
No, like I see why he got punched in the nuts, because that's some, like, he says some things that you should not say to another man ever. But like I don't respect it because you say that, then run behind your O-line. That's some real soft shit, and I want that known. I see exactly why they punched you in the nuts. I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
Ooh, I'm surprised nobody punched Juwan Jennings in the jaw yet. And he acts soft, hiding behind an offensive line. That's pretty good. You know you're bad when Judy's telling you some shit. I need to bring back the auto-tune. It always freezes. Oh, he's a hoe. So he started out saying he's a hoe?
That's some real soft shit, and I want that known. I see exactly why they punched you in the nuts. I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet. Run behind your O-line. That's some real soft shit. Respect it because you say that, then run behind your O-line. The man, ever. But like I don't respect it because you say that, then run behind your O-line. That's some real soft shit, and I want that known. I see exactly why they punched you in the nuts. I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
Okay, he didn't say he's
right,
a hoe.
man. I think that's going to limit their running ability. But listen, Justin Herbert's got enough to be able to do with his own legs. He's
all right. So they're mainly talking about the Chargers on the little like halftime show game. That's some soft shit. What is this one here?
Donald Trump right here.
Oh my god. Some crazy protest shit. You guys are seeing my algorithm now. So did Shador do better or worse? Oh, these are stats through 3 games. Did he do better or worse against the Raiders versus the Niners? I mean, the Niners are arguably a better defense. So I don't know who you're gonna give it to there. Okay, so they're getting pumped up. All right, game is about to come back on in a couple minutes. So speaking of the Raiders, Lane Kiffin is planning on joining LSU, leaving Ole Miss. So you have another former Raider finding some success there. Oh man. Nothing much about the Raiders. You got some Chargers staff members talking to Pete Carroll before the game. Nothing too big time. Oof. Some weird celebrations in that Jets game. No, what kind of celebration was this one?
What deception! 2-yard touchdown run.
Oh, wait, what do you guys know what that's from?
What deception! 2-yard touch.
Is that like a wrestling celebration or something? Hey, what do you know what I think the Raiders should have done with the McDaniels era? And now that I see what's happening with the Niners, should have grabbed Mac Jones. Should have grabbed Mac Jones, man. All right. So Genty cooked your fantasy. I mean, I think I might be up. No, this is I've seen this video before. This is one of the most staged proposal things ever. Oh wow. All right. We're coming back on soon. Dude, Allen isn't doing shit. Don't sleep on this Raiders D, man. Yeah, I got the spam one out. Let me see what I got. Let me see if I'm gonna lose. I think dude, I always lose in fantasy. So let's see if I'm gonna lose. I think I'm gonna lose. Yeah, Steelers and Bills is getting heated. Rodgers looking pretty good. Low scoring game though. Yeah, I lost. I went up against a dude who had Mahomes. Mahomes had 29 points, so I had no hope. DK Metcalf not doing shit, 4 points. Devontae did some shit, 21. Yeah, I'm cooked. Basically, my only hope is if the Broncos and DK Metcalf absolutely go off right now, which they would have to score like 20 points. Yeah, Cleveland Farrell bouncing around with the Commanders and the Niners. He has always looked like pretty good. Final. Egg Buka obviously didn't do shit. It's been super disappointing. So I should have gotten, and let me guess, I should have gotten Kyle Pitts because he went 7-8 now that you got Kirk Cousins. So I should have started Kyle Pitts. Let's see what happens, man. They got one more ad. Then I think the second half. Yeah, second half starting right now. I am definitely playing the new Fortnite season. I might have to do some more live streams on here, even though I don't know how much of the football audience is into that gaming. I need to start getting a Twitch thing going or like a Kick thing going so I can just turn it on whenever I play. But I'm not that good, so I couldn't do challenges. All right, man. Some props finally for the Raiders offense. And shout out to Unkdrop, man. Appreciate you, man. Willie, you're the shit. Thank you, man. But Gino, Carroll, and the rest of the trash is gone. I can't watch this shit team. Bring back Carr already. I like that one. Hey, looking a little bit better on offense slightly. I did not expect this game to be tied, you know? So I'm going to give them a little bit of credit for that. Defense looks as good as usual, and I'm usually pretty proud of the Raiders defense and usually surprised. But I'll give Pete Carroll that. He's actually tied right now. If this falls apart, you lose by 2 possessions, then I'm with you. But hey, I mean, it's totally possible they make this a 1 possession game or even get a win. Especially if this defense keeps holding on in the red zone. Jamarcus. Chargers are more cursed than the Raiders. If we win this game, I blame Gino. All right, here we go. Chargers with the football. Now at the 32-ish. 33. Get this one a little bigger for us. See some shit. Some people still do. I just don't believe. I feel like Carr's actually done. I just don't believe he's coming back. 33-yarder. And shout out to Eat Beaver becoming a member. Appreciate you. Play action. Herbert has time. Airs it deep, but overthrown. And incomplete. Intended for Davis. Porter, the rookie, 3rd round pick. On the coverage there for Vegas. And here we go. We'll see who adjusts the best in the second half. I'm really excited to see Raiders offense another drive. To me, I don't care if the Raiders win. I just want to see if the offense is actually going to be better. Slightly better. 2nd and 10, Herbert, quick throw. And McConkey getting leveled by Lonnie Johnson. Oof. 3rd and about 4. 3rd and 2, actually. All right. Oh, yeah. And of course, Willie went off for the Saints. Oh, thanks. Why am I too tired? All right. And a handoff on the bottom of the screen. And the Chargers get a big run. And no, that is going to put a dagger in the heart in any hopes for this Raiders game. It is touchdown Chargers. Kimani Vidal with a huge run on a halfback toss on the outside. Raiders got burned on that on a 3rd and 6 early in the game, getting burned on it again. And Pete Carroll can't believe it. How long of a run was that? You had the guards and tackles swinging, and Devin White and Darian Porter just miss the running back. Do not wrap up. We've seen them struggle. A little block in the back on Porter, but I don't think he would have gotten there anyway. Yeah, that's just freaking trash. But hey, if this Raiders offense puts together another drive like they did last time, it's not a big deal. So 2 touchdowns given up by the Raiders. Wow. So nobody likes Sanders now. Last week, everybody was like, see, Shador, he's a winner. I mean, he had that one big miss. I think it was just boring. The Sanders game was boring. Blame Gino on that defense. Yes. Such trash, bro. But I have low expectations. So as long as it's not a 3 and out, I'm happy. As long as it's not a 3 and out, then I'll be cool. But wow. One toss, losing containment, and it's the corner. So they had that guy Greedy Vance in there at first, and they took him out. But it happened again. They zoomed in on that water girl because she was hot. I noticed that. The Chargers water girl. The camera randomly zoomed in on her, and I was like, okay. Cameraman was a little curious about what was going on there. At least we scored a touchdown before the half. Expectations are getting lower. We're like, you know what? At least we got a touchdown at some point. Kappa at QB. I was looking at the schedule earlier, man. It's like we still have to play the Eagles at some point. What the fuck? What is that going to look like? So how many yards was that last run? Oh, wow. The Panthers actually beat the Rams. Whoa. Colts are starting to collapse a little bit. All right. Sauce Gardner looks like he's going to be hurt for a little bit. Chargers in the wild card hunt. Denver has it locked down. That's pretty crazy. I think Denver's going to be one and done in the playoffs, though. Check down to Genty on first down for the Raiders and a fresh set of downs. Actually, only a 7-yard pickup there, but still almost a 10-yard gain. Raiders on their first play of the drive, getting to a 2nd and 3. Just a quick check down to Genty. And yeah, I mean, getting the ball to freaking Genty and Bowers. Who would have thought? Who got the chest injury? And shout out to Super Awesome You. So another handoff to Genty goes for about 1 yard. Guru and Carr just sitting back laughing at Mark Davis. Mark Davis, I don't know. He wanted Brady to run the team, and now we got Brady running the team. So no complaints. No complaints there. All right, 3rd and 1. Caleb Rogers in at right guard. 3rd and 1, big 3rd and 1 for the Raiders now. After the deflating touchdown, Geno to throw and sacked. Pressure up the middle. And nothing Geno could do. 3 sacks already, and he just got instantly. Let me see what happened here. Was it even? Oh, it was a blitz. 5 men. And Geno just held on for dear life and instantly got cracked. Tom Brady's 100% running the team. Mark Davis said he is. And they hired literally the GM. That's one of his good friends. All right. After an opportunity there, Raiders give the ball back. I mean, I don't think Mark Davis has any incentive to lie about Brady running the team. Why would he lie about that? I think it's also like Mark Davis is an easy person to blame because then it's like, oh, we're always going to suck because Mark Davis is the owner. But he's not like Jerry Jones. Like, he's not going to intervene and step in and make roster decisions. Like, he's never done that, ever. And since what, 2011? The Hugh Jackson year, right? When Alvin Davis dies. He's never done that. So, I mean, if he was like that, then that would make sense. If he was like some of these newer owners like David Tepper, then I would get it. But he's just not. He honestly, it seems like he doesn't even care. Like, he just puts the team on autopilot and just, he's actually not involved enough. Yeah, exactly. He like I don't think he wants to do. It doesn't seem like he's interested in doing a lot of the work and getting too involved. All right, so if we give up a touchdown here, it might be insurmountable. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know why that keeps happening. Like, it's third and short. And Chargers blitz, and then there's nothing we could do. Like, we don't have enough people to pick up the blitz. There's no way to get rid of the football quickly. There's nobody. So I just don't understand why that keeps happening with the Raiders offense. I've seen it a lot all year. But Chargers have some good linebackers, so when they blitz, they get there. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Chargers on first down. All right, at the 14, and another handoff to Vidal. 6-yard gain. Last time I tried to stream a Fresno game, it was like, wait, like nobody. 2nd and 5. 11:20 to go. All right, here we go, man. Justin Herbert to throw, has time, and now is going to get wrapped up. And was that Butler or Booker? Malcolm Kuntz, actually. Loss of 3 for Justin Herbert. Held on to the ball a little too long. Yeah, I haven't seen enough mobility from Geno Smith this year, and I thought he was going to move around a little bit more. All right, 3rd down. Chargers have been really good on 3rd down today. 3rd and 8 at the 16. Raiders look like they were blitzing. They only sent 4. And Herbert is wrapped up by Max Crosby, and a 3-and-out. The Raiders find a way to get off the field quickly, giving this offense another shot. Bouncing back from giving up that big touchdown to Vidal. Geno Smith getting loosened up. Now there's a shot. Ooh. And Herbert, man, not as mobile right now after that hand injury. Raiders got there pretty quickly, and they actually did send 5. I thought they only sent 4, but they at least sent one extra linebacker there. And the punt. All right. And Bachman is getting to the 29. Right on, right on. If I streamed it, we don't have, I mean, I'm only going to do NFL games because we just don't have that big of an audience for the college on this channel. All right, man. So Geno taking the field again before they're going to commercial. You got some fights happening in these other games. Justin Jefferson getting into it with the Seattle defender. Emanawari. Man, the new backup QB for the Vikings is a disaster. 2 interceptions. Brosmer. What is this guy's deal? Why are they playing him? Yeah, why is Brosmer playing? And then JJ McCarthy out in concussion protocol. Carson Wentz was out for the season. Man, if the Vikings had a better record, I think that's the team where you call Derek Carr. Remember the Bengals hit up Carr, and that was reported that they hit up Carr and, nothing worked out before they hit up Joe Flacco. But I think he would not be down because, Joe Burrow's coming back. All right, so what's the night game? Commanders versus Broncos tonight. Oof. Commanders with Mariota, right? No Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels, he was looking like a sensation. This year's a dud just due to injuries. I wonder if Marcus Mariota is going to get an opportunity anywhere because of what he did. This year. I mean, he had a decent game against the Raiders. Granted, it's the Raiders. But he looked a little better than you'd think. All right, so commercial break now. I don't know. It seems more and more, people asking about Gruden in the chat. I don't know. It seems more and more likely based on the news coverage that it's college if he comes back, right? He started hanging out with Kirby Smart and them at Georgia. He had that speech where he said he'd love to coach in the SEC. Feels like that could be something that happens. The lawsuit though ended up working out a little bit in Gruden's favor. we'll see. The NFL is appealing to the Supreme Court. That could take a couple of years to see what's going to happen there, but he's got some good leverage. All right. Raiders celebratory on the sideline, a little happier. First and 10 for Geno Smith at his own 30-yard line. Genty in the backfield and a handoff to him out of the shotgun. And Genty about 3 yards, maybe 4. All right. It's only 6 sacks this year for Max Crosby, probably trying to get to 10. All right, 2nd and 7. Another handoff to Genty. They're not abandoning the run, but wrapped up after a yard by Denzel Perryman, the former Raider who was part of that great 2021 playoff team. So Mariota, nothing but L's outside of that Raiders game. I thought it was a little more impressive, but rough season for the Commanders without their franchise quarterback this year. 3rd and 5, big third down for the Raiders. Got 3 wide receivers and Bowers in motion. In the shotgun, dropping back. Geno has some time, and now the pocket collapses. He had that 2 to 3 seconds. Decision not made yet, then instantly sacked by Khalil Mack. And we've seen this too many times. 3rd and 5, it is a sack no matter what against the Raiders. It's getting kind of old right now. Let's see what happens here. Khalil Mack against DJ Glaze. Really? Okay, now that I look at the timing of that, Geno really didn't have a shot. Mack instantly pushing Glaze right into Geno. Wow. And you had Crosby talking to Geno for a little bit. All right. And the Chargers get to their own 40 on the punt return. But, I mean, you had an opportunity finally. You can't keep getting these opportunities and giving it up. Yeah, I don't know, man. And how much do the Raiders lose if they move on from Geno next year? Let me see. Call up Leatherwood. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't seen Geno Smith scramble. I thought he was going to scramble more than we've seen like Carr and Minshew scramble, but I really haven't seen that. Let me see what's up. See what's up here. Pleatherwood. Commercial break right now. Disappointing so far. Tuesday, November. Wow, dude, it's only been Thanksgiving flew by fast. Is this the last? So do we got to pay rent? Do we all have to pay rent tomorrow? First of the month? No, not tomorrow. Yeah, and Geno was saying that he's still athletic and young in the off season. He was talking about that a little bit. Granted, I think the pocket is collapsing quickly, and I'm not exactly sure what he's like. Maybe he doesn't even have a chance to run. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. He was like, oh God. All right, here we go. Wow, dude, there's like nobody at the game really. Tons of empty seats at this Chargers versus Raiders game. Oh yeah, I do look like kind of like the Groucho. Who knows if Pete Carroll, I don't think he'll get fired during the season. 1st and 10. Play action. Herbert stepping up. Gonna now scramble. Makes a move. 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 now. Crosby being held quite a bit in that last play. All right, man, here we go. 2nd and 6, and now a handoff. No gain. Yeah, no matter what, the Chargers, ever since they moved to LA, they just can't pack out the stadium. 3rd and 5, though. We'll see what happens. Good amount of Raiders fans there, and Herbert looking to throw quick and a wide open Keenan Allen. Or actually Trey Harris. Quick throw and his decision on a slant pattern there. Yeah, nobody there for the Raiders, wide open. All right, 1st and 10 here. And a handoff. 3-yard gain. All right, here we go. 2nd. I mean, literally, they can't allow this to be a 2-possession game. Is my cat in the background? Second and 8. And here we go. In Raiders territory now. Handoff again. Oh, and they got a huge lane open. Inside the 15. Patterson that time. Wow. 1st and 10 now. And the Raiders just, the defense is just cracking. I mean, they gave the offense opportunities, though. Yeah, here we go. 1st and 10. I don't know what's going to happen here. 3-yard gain. All right, 2nd and 7 here. And the Chargers just looking extremely happy on the sideline. And 2nd and 7. Another handoff. 4-yard gain. third and long now, or third and short, 3rd and 2. All right, here we go. Can they get out on this 3rd and 2? It's been a kind of a long drive running the football, eating up some clock. And 3rd and 2, here we go. Dropping back to throw Herbert and scrambling to his left, throwing on the run and complete to McConkey. Jeremy Chin on the coverage. It's going to be 21-7. That drive was rough to watch. It just like takes so long. A lot of time of possession for the Chargers. Wow. Game donezo. But I still support the defense. I think the defense, I mean, obviously played better than the offense. You had 2 turnovers on downs. You forced a 3 and out in the second half. That could have led to the Raiders tying. So I'm still not going to blame the defense. I think Brady just sucks. I think Brady's just like, I don't even think he was that. I personally don't think he was that great of a quarterback. I think he was on a really good team that literally got caught cheating like for several years on Spygate. So like, I think he just got lucky, honestly. I mean, he's obviously like good enough to be a QB in the NFL, but I still don't put Brady on the same level as like, you know, the Drew Brees, the Peyton Mannings, the Aaron Rodgers of the world. I don't even put him on the same level as the Lamar Jacksons. And Pat Mahomes. I think Pat Mahomes is like infinitely more talented than Tom Brady. Yeah, and then when he won in Tampa Bay, it was during COVID and the most sketchy, sus season we've ever seen. It was like not even a real season. There wasn't even a crowd at all the games. And luckily he was in Florida, so they at least had some home field advantage because they actually had a partial crowd. Well, so I'm not surprised that Brady can't be a GM. And we haven't seen Peyton Manning try to be a GM. We haven't seen Brett Favre try to be a GM, or else that would be dope to see Brett Favre as a GM. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, I'm not surprised that he can't. He you know, obviously chose the wrong offensive coordinator. New York Times. And you had what? You had Diane Orsini on New York Times, even had the LVJ. All of them reporting that Chip Kelly was Brady's guy. He clearly fucked that up. And according to Mark Davis, he's calling the shots. And you had that conflicting reporting. Remember in week 2 where Brady was in the box? So it was against the Chargers. They showed Brady in the skybox during the game with Chip Kelly. And then those reports came out that he was meeting with Chip Kelly once a week, to help with the game plan. And then Pete Carroll kind of pushed back against that, which was kind of weird. So maybe there's too many cooks in the kitchen, but he definitely has an impact. He's definitely one of the cooks. But it could be possible that, Carroll's not able to run it 100% how he wants to do it. Brady's not able to run it 100% how he wants to do it. So then you're meshing too many cooks in the kitchen. That could be possible. But he's definitely one of the guys. I do like the fact that he has a clone dog. How creepy is that, dude? 34-yard line. Bro cloned his dog. Would any of you clone your dog and then just pretend it's the same dog? That to me is trippy. I mean, maybe they'll act the same. I don't know, man. But 2025, that's scary. I would not clone my dog. So the Chargers fans have woken up. There's one Raiders fan who looks literally asleep in the crowd right now. Play action, Geno Smith has time, checks it down to Genty. Genty only able to get no gain. All right, so on that play action, first down play for the Raiders, Geno Smith did have time. That's true. Before Brady was even here, it was still bad. But a lot of people said there's the rumor mill that Brady, it was before he officially like owned part of the team when the rumors were there. He supposedly wanted Josh McDaniels, and it was his call to get Josh McDaniels on the Raiders. 2nd and 9. Geno screen to Genty. Genty making a move and getting an 8-yard gain. All right, injured Charger going to the sideline. Tart. Raiders pretty much benched Caleb Rogers and put in Mafi at guard. So you got to switch on offensive line at guard here. Mafi at guard, Kappa at center, Parham still a left guard. And we got a flag here. And LA with their taking a timeout. 2-possession game. Raiders pretty much can't settle for field goals at this point with it getting late. Rodgers getting banged up. Bandage on his nose in the Steelers game. And here we go. 3rd and 1. Geno under center. Play action. Geno throws on the run and incomplete, intended to Jack Besh. Came in a little hot. 4th and 1, you got to go for it. Wow, Pete Carroll just looks defeated. 4th and 1, here we go. We'll see what happens. All right, Geno under center. Got 3 tight ends and Jack Besh in the game. And a handoff to Genty, obviously going nowhere. Turnover on downs, bro. I mean, that was just the most obvious shit. Running it right up the middle on 4th and 1. No fullback. And let me see where it came through. No hole, no lane. Relying on your 3rd string tight end to block. Make a key block. That's where the lane was. What are we doing? Hunting. Hunyon was supposed to be one of our top comments. The Chargers are definitely going to cover that. Yeah, Besh was injured, and now they put him in. I don't know. Here we go. So Chargers got the football again. 1st down. Handoff up the middle. No gain. Wow. Whew. Yeah. Chargers are definitely winning this game. Yeah, I would like to see them use more fullback. 2nd and 11 and a pitch on the outside of Vidal. That's been working all day, and you got another positive gain. Now it's going to be fourth quarter. Someone says they have inside info, and they're bringing back Carroll and Gino. I don't know if we need EJ Warner from Fresno. I think he's good for the conference he's in. Whew. Go to the neighbor's house. Well, hey man, sucks for him. Hopefully things get better. Oh my God. Man, this sucks, dude. I'm not gonna lie. This game like does kind of suck just because Chargers have like long drives, and then you just know that the Raiders aren't going to do shit with it, and they're going to get sacked on 3rd and 5. They're going to run it up the middle on 4th and 1. It's going to be a turnover on downs. The only difference between this game and previous Raiders games is that you don't have Geno Smith throwing interceptions left and right. It's the only difference we have. First overall pick, dude, I don't know, man. The Raiders need to figure out who they want to like run the team. Who do they want to be the coach? They need to figure that shit out first. Oh, shit. Commercial. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, 6 weeks left. I mean, like, I pretty much think that if they keep Pete Carroll, they're not going to get a new QB. They're going to keep Geno Smith, right? So that shit's not going to matter. So I feel that. All right, here we go. 3rd and 6. Still possible. Still possible in this game. Not completely over. Herbert dropping backs, throwing on the run, and McConkey, did he reel it in? Did not. Wow. Fourth and 6. They're going to now make it a 3-possession game with the kicker. All right, and the kick is good. So it is a 3-possession game officially with a Chargers offense that burns like 9 minutes of the clock whenever they have the freaking ball. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'm starting to be like, well, whatever the Raiders do. I mean, I guess O-line's the most important, but like, what's going to change at this point? I mean, I think their best shot at competing quickly, unfortunately, is to keep Geno Smith another year and spending the picks on the O-line and possibly interior defense. I mean, they did lose Christian Wilkins. One more drive and I'm out. Yeah, I'm gonna see what happens here. I guess the Saints, at least the Saints are honestly tanking, but I feel like they're wasting time having people like Cam Jordan playing and stuff like that. I mean, because what's the point in that? Mendoza could have like a tank year like Drake May with the Patriots his first year. So Raiders are close to having the number 1 pick between the Giants. Giants are going to beat the Raiders this year. Between the Giants and Saints and the Titans. And Titans looked a little more competitive today, even though they kind of got their ass whipped against the Jags. They still looked a little more competitive. Titans still got to play the Saints, so I think they'll win that. They could beat Shador and the Browns. So I think it might be between the Saints and the Raiders for the number 1 pick. If I had to bet money, I would say either Raiders or Saints number 1 pick. That's what I would say. But Raiders' schedule is so hard. I don't know who they're supposed to beat. The Browns was the last game that I thought they could at least have somewhat of a shot and actually win it. So maybe it's just tank. All right, we'll see what Gino. We'll see what he does. He's trotting on the field right now. We are not taking Carson Beck with the number 1 pick. That is way too high. Yeah, I thought the Notre Dame quarterback is going to be. He's not coming out this year. The first team to get popped for tanking is going to be the Raiders. Exactly. All right, so let's see if they at least just get some points, man. 3 wide receivers in the game for the Raiders on first down. Play action. Gino has time and batted at the line of scrimmage. Oh. Gino's done, bro. I don't think he could be the Raiders QB. You can't go into a seat. I mean, maybe you can't do it. I don't know what this team needs to do. I feel like they've tried everything besides drafting a first round pick QB. I will say that. They haven't done that yet. Play action. Gino throws it to Dante Thornton. Got some blockers set up. And Thornton gets leveled, but gets a first down. Yeah, they still... Because at first I thought, hey, were they going to draft Will Levis? Were they going to trade up during the 2024 draft? Didn't do either of that. And Carr was a second rounder. He wasn't even a first rounder. So they really haven't done a first rounder since Jamarcus Russell. Here we go. 1st and 10, 45-ish. Play action again. Gino gets the ball to Ian Thomas, the backup tight end. And the Chargers are playing softer coverage. Raiders should be able to get something going on this drive. And nobody is sending a second rounder for Gino right now. Yeah, are they going to get a field goal or a touchdown? I don't know. 2nd and 2, empty set formation for Gino and dropping back with a 4-man rush. Has so much time and gets a completion to Trey Tucker. So the Raiders likely will go 2-10, barring a miracle. And like we said, that puts them right there with the Giants, the Saints. Thanks to the Jets winning, Raiders are in line to perhaps get the number 1 pick. 1st and 10. Geno checks it down to Genty. Oh, yeah. I feel like the receivers are not, like, the receivers are clearly not starters on any other team besides, and Brock Bowers is a tight end, so he doesn't really count. But there's clearly nobody else who I think would start on any other team. 2nd and 5. And another handoff to Genty. Losing a couple yards. Well, I like Alec Manor on the Titans. You got Calvin Ridley. I know he got hurt. And think about it. Tyler Lockett was on the Titans. He got cut. Now he's starting on the Raiders. Oh, yeah, Ridley is on IR. Van Jefferson. I would take him over a lot of our guys, unfortunately. 3rd and 6. The Raiders at the 34-yard line. Geno delivers to Lockett. Speak of the devil. And a 1st down for the veteran, Tyler Lockett, the former Seahawk and former Tennessee Titan during training camp. I could see that. Another tank here with the rookie next year, unless something surprising happens, unless he has a CJ Stroud surprise season. All right, 1st and 10. And dropping back Geno. Pressure, throws it up to Genty on a screen, and Genty, 4 to 5 yard gain. And Raiders, man, clearly just trying to practice at this point, it seems like, because, you know, they're not really rushing to try to, you know, bridge the gap here. I mean, they still have 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but play clock's at 9. Dropping back, Geno throws it to Besh. Good completion there for about 7, getting the 1st down. It does feel like, yeah, there's no urgency or anything. It seems like they're just sort of content with losing, but they're practicing to see if they could actually even score. Yeah, it's basically a scrimmage, which I don't blame them entirely. I don't blame them. I mean, it's hard to blame them at this point when you're already 2-9. But fans are going to be happy about that. And 4-man rush, Geno at his 11-yard line gets the completion to Trey Tucker now at the 3, and then you're going to have a 2nd down. And they'll get, and here we go, the Genty touchdown for all the freaking fantasy football managers. Yeah. It's the 2nd and 2. I know we were garbage. Another garbage time Genty touchdown. Pitch to Genty on the outside. Will he even get there? No, loses a yard. 3rd and 3. 9 minutes to go. Oh, I forgot. Geno technically does have a pick because it fell off of Thornton's hands. All right, here we go. 3rd and 3. Oh, man. All right. Dropping back. Geno throwing it to Bowers and an easy tight end or touchdown. Why are we doing that all the time? 2 touchdowns for Brock Bowers. What? Wow, the Chargers called a timeout before the throw, before the hike, so the touchdown to Bowers is negated. Are you kidding me? Wow. They can't even get the garbage time touchdown, dude. They got the worst luck this year. So the touchdown is back. Called back. 3rd and 3 again. Yeah, well, let me hear the whistle. I can't even hear the whistle. 3rd and 3. All right, well, they go back to Bowers. All right. Intended for Bowers, should be a PI. He was being grabbed like crazy, and there you go. The Raiders are going to get a fresh set of downs on this drive that's taken a little too long. So, hold by the Chargers on Bowers should be here. Yeah, so good idea by Geno throwing it to him. And now you got PI. So maybe now we'll get the touchdown, Genty. And then you got to pray for a 3 and out. You could put together one more drive, try to score quickly, and then your only hope is an onside, which we all know rarely, if not ever happens. Probably never happens. 1st and goal. Single back formation with a bunch of tight ends. I don't like the single back. And Geno falls on his ass and tripped over himself or maybe a tight end in motion. And Pete Carroll can't believe it. No way. Geno trips over Brock Bowers as he's in motion, and the Raiders lose 3 yards. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? And remember, that was the same as when Jamarcus Russell sacked himself. He literally sacked himself. And we got all these players not ready. 2nd and goal. Blitz. Geno throws it up to Bowers, and Bowers somehow reels it in. And if it wasn't for Brock Bowers making a one-handed grab, that would have been a complete disaster. And Geno to Bowers, I like that. Ugly throw because of all the pressure. But at least it's a 2-possession game now. Somewhat interesting to watch as we get close to the end of the... Bowers making probably one of the best catches for the Raiders this entire year. He literally caught it with his wrist. That was insane. After Geno sacked himself. Oh, yeah. So if you're worried about the spread, that is the 10 points. Yeah. 10-pointer. We'll see what happens here, dude. Yeah, not mathematically. Chargers haven't been doing that. They've had a couple big-ass plays, but they haven't been doing that well in offense. And thank you to On to Something New. Coming through, bro. Thanks for sticking with us always, man. We've seen rough seasons before, and we can grind it out to see if Raiders can make something interesting, man. But appreciate you supporting the stream here. And I want to try to get back into doing more news streams. I used to do more news streams back in the day. I've been doing some more clips and videos. We'll see how it all pans out. But we're gonna up it up and hopefully go a little stronger into next season. I'm dealing with some stuff transitioning away from different things behind the scenes in terms of management things. I don't want to go into too many details, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of variety this upcoming season. Through the good and the bad, this is nothing new. And I want to see who, like, I kind of want to just see who's going to be on the team next year. Like if there's a new coaching staff, who's probably going to get cut, who's not. I think they're going to re-sign Devin White. I'd probably say that. Maybe they keep Parham. A new QB in the draft, yeah. And Aaron Rodgers going over 65,000 career passing yards. 5th in NFL history. One more, pretty much one season, maybe 2 seasons, he could top Peyton Manning and Brett Favre. Will Aaron Rodgers play 1 to 2 more years? That'd be crazy. Rodgers is married to the game, bro. Little Raider. Maybe I got to do a Little Raider on YouTube Shorts, or maybe I'll do it on Instagram. I think that did better on Instagram than YouTube. I got to check. I'm only doing NFL. The Rebecca Diamond. Yes, the R, of course. And here we go, man. If Gino comes back in this game, will he win you guys back over? Yeah, they do change the handles on here, and it's always different. A lot of names look hella different. If Gino finds a way to send this to overtime, are you signing it for Gino in 2026? Almost everybody's saying no. All right, Davis with the return to 33. Man, Gino threw it up, and they got lucky. Yeah, on to something new is Rebecca Diamond. Bulldogs football. Last time I did Bulldogs football was a complete disaster. 1st and 10, Chargers set to run it. They hand it off up the middle. Can the Raiders defense make this interesting? 3 yards, maybe 4, yeah. Yeah, they're trying to make it like almost like X or TikTok. I've never gotten into TikTok. I don't like watching too many things on my phone. But I guess like X is the same thing. TikTok's always just like weird. It seems like kind of spammy. All right, 2nd and 6 here. Here we go. Another handoff to Vidal and tackled behind the line. Raiders getting a little bit of hope here. 3rd and long. Tyree Wilson on the play. You get a stop here. Chargers look like they're going to bring the clock down to at least 6. Scoring 3. You got your 3 timeouts. You could make it a little interesting as we get to the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 8. And can we get a turnover? Herbert in the shotgun. Raiders look like they're blitzing. They send 5, and Herbert rolls to his right. Throws on the run, and a 1st down to McConkey. Chin, the safety, trying to cover him. No dice. Clock's down to 6 now, and that's a fresh set of downs for the Chargers. Whoa. That is pretty much... That was the Raiders' shot there. That was the Raiders' shot there. So here we go. McConkey finding a way. And man, if you would have just had that incompletion, oof. Here we go. 1st and 10, barring a miracle. We'll see what happens. They're going to probably hand it off here, obviously. And they do to Vidal. And he's able to make a move and get to the outside. Somebody might try to grab his services next year. Vidal's doing quite well in this game. Yeah. The Chargers in the throwback. Oh, yeah, dude. They have been melting the clock like crazy. Dude, it is like dead at this game. Not many people in the stands. People are kind of zoned out. It's like a slow burn. 2nd and 3, less than 5 minutes to go. And Crosby with the big tackle in the backfield. Still trying to make a play. And great play. But now it's another 3rd down. This is the moment. Too much. Yeah, 3rd and 4. And dropping back, Herbert with the throw, and it is another 1st down to Johnston on 3rd down, and that's the story of the game. Easy 3rd downs. Easy 3rd downs for the Chargers, and another flag on a roughing the passer on Herbert. Because Crosby getting in their face. Herbert pissed. What happened here? And then what happened? We're not seeing where Herbert got hit. Oh! Herbert tried to talk trash and Crosby shoved him to the ground. Wow. Oh, so Crosby apologized after that. Wow, getting a little crazy right there, dude. There's some drama, but hey, fresh set of downs for the Chargers. Another handoff. Tackle for no gain. Carroll calling a timeout, even though the game's freaking over. I mean, Herbert did flop, but he did he just celebrated getting a 1st down, and then Crosby did straight up just shove him like way after the play. And Crosby better watch out. The NFL knows he's got a lot of cash. They might try to fine him for that. All right, so Bills are going to beat the Steelers. Bengals are still alive in the playoff hunt. Maybe the Dolphins are still alive. Bait. They're baiting Crosby? Yeah, that's true. He's too big to fall that easily. We were wasting Max's prime years. Brock Bowers, though, still a great touchdown. But regardless, man. He yelled in his ear. He did yell in his ear. Franchise is dead. Yeah, and I mean, we're calling timeouts. We're calling timeouts in a 2-possession game with less than 4. So your only hope is the onside. Oh my God. Trump called Tim Walz retarded. That's crazy. The car emojis are coming out. We could still make the playoff run. What is the AFC? Hell no, we can't. Yeah, this is a support group. Chiefs are in the hunt. Oh, man. Who would have thought Jags, Patriots, and Colts and Broncos? Domination at the top. All right, here we go. 2nd and 9. I'm just hoping for a fumble recovery return and a handoff up the middle here. And Vidal keeps fighting in a 7-yard gain. Give him credit. 3rd and 2. Oh, so Crosby was pissed about him getting loud in his ear. Oh. Oh, Justin Herbert did not want to shake Crosby's hand after that. Oh. All right. And another handoff, actually a reverse play and a 1st down. How many 3rd down conversions is that for the Chargers? It's just like they always convert on 3rd down. It doesn't even matter. Yeah, Raiders, we're in the tank lead. Let me see where we're at. So another timeout by Pete Carroll, probably just because he doesn't like Jim Harbaugh, so he's kind of dragging this one out. So Shador, we got a worse record than the Jets and Shador and the Browns and the Cardinals. Down to the wire. I think the Titans are going to pick up a couple dubs, like I was saying. Cam Ward, #1 pick. They got their QB. They might want to get some momentum before the season ends. They got an interim head coach, though. All right, 1st and 10 for the Chargers. 34 minutes, time of possession versus the Raiders 23. And a handoff. Couple yards gain. And so I'm only worried about New Orleans. I'm only worried about New Orleans getting in the way. So I guess Harbaugh is a big-time Zen guy. That could not be healthy for you if you're that age and already got some issues. Yeah, Saints are sticking with Tyler Shuck probably. So, yeah, you don't even have to have the #1 pick because the Titans and the Saints and the Giants aren't going to draft a quarterback. It's true. It's true. So Raiders could end up in a situation where they take the first QB off the board, but then you got people who could trade up and get in front of you. It's a 2nd and 8. And another handoff. And are they going to give up a touchdown? No. Another 1st down. Patterson. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how sold they are on Shuck. Yeah, man. So they're not even gonna get to the 2-minute warning. No timeouts for the Raiders. 2-minute warnings coming soon. This is a little rough, man. 1st and goal. And tackle near the for no gain after another handoff to Patterson. Seems like they're holding on. Oh, and shout out to Mark Smallwood. It seems like their Raiders are holding on. Chargers are trying to rest their guys, but for debauchery, appreciate you, Mark Smallwood, supporting the stream, even though we are in freaking full meltdown mode here, man. Appreciate that, and we're not going to let up here and ditch the stream. We're going to keep coming back, especially even next week. Probably going to be a rough one too. No matter what happens, we'll find a way to pass the time and endure the pain. So don't tell me next week's against the Eagles. No, okay, so Broncos. We got Broncos next week and then Eagles. Oh. Yeah. So we'll see what's up with that. We'll do Broncos. I mean, hey, look, they almost beat the Broncos last time. Eagles, though, luckily that one's at 10 a.m. West Coast time, so you kind of knocked that one out. But Broncos one next week's at 1 o'clock. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Geno going to get one more drive and get a garbage time touchdown? I watch that happen where it's like Chargers get held to a field goal. Geno gets a garbage time touchdown, and then it's like, well, hey, it was 21-27. Not a bad game, even though this was a rough game. Yeah, they might just run the clock out. And, well, I don't know. Harbaugh doesn't like Pete Carroll, so he might score again another touchdown to rub it in. So that's possible. Yeah, the whole season's garbage time. Yeah, man. Ooh, so Raiders fans are starting to maybe bust out the garbage bags. As long as Mark Davis is not getting heckled, I don't think he's going to do any more public events. Because remember when he was doing that, and that's when he got heckled during the McDaniels era? Yeah, and Herbert wants to rub it into Crosby. That's true. Too bad we don't have another prime time. I think there's a possibility the Giants one gets at least a PM time. 2nd and goal, man. Smarten up. You guys see me looking at flights. Oh, shit. Drop it back. And Patterson with the touchdown. Rub it in. Get somebody fired tonight, bro. I don't care. Rub it in, Chargers. So whoever made a spread, the spread bet's happy about that one. Oh, that's rough for the Raiders. Wow. Hey, but Geno, only one pick today. Only one pick. We're getting improvement, man. We're getting improvement from Geno. Only one pick. And yeah, we are going to get a full Geno drive, though. Only 2 minutes. Fire everybody with the last name Carroll? No freaking way. Pete's trying his best, dude. He's just got to let his son and his other son, Geno, run the whole show. And shout out to Barstow. Appreciate Mark earlier and Barstow. 23 years of this shit, below 500%, not an NFL caliber team, but nobody sees that the house is on fire. NFL wants it 2 away. They just use us for Vegas. NFL doesn't respect the Raiders fan base. And it is, especially whenever we're on primetime games, you start to see other fans start to notice it. Crosby's super pissed on the sideline. But yeah, whenever there's a primetime game, I feel like other fans, I see them talk about it online where they'll start saying, oh, wow, the Raiders never have home field advantage. Never will. Super cheap to have your team. Like the Shador game was kind of a primetime game because everybody was watching because they wanted to see how Dion's kid does. And so that's when you had a lot of fans be like, wow, it is basically a Browns game in Vegas. And you're going to make plenty of cash. It's the most expensive NFL tickets in the world. Like, I want to go to Allegiant Stadium, but if I'm going to a game, it'd be way smarter for me to go to Los Angeles. You know, wait to maybe even go to Arizona if they play the Cardinals again. Going to these nearby states is going to be cheaper rather than Vegas. I mean, the flights and that's the thing, the flights are always cheap going to Vegas, and that's why. But it is just a damn shame, dude. And I was hoping there'd be a possibility where the Brady thing kind of makes, all right, let's have the Raiders be a tough, powerful team in Vegas with Brady, but that's not really working out too. 1st and 10, Geno has some time and is instantly sacked. A pass-only situation. Wow. How many times has he been sacked today? That's at least 5, right? 5 or 6? And he was sacked 10 times against the Browns last week. And now you're sacked, what, 5? All right, 2nd and 17. Geno checks it down to Genty. He's getting lit up. Gonna be about 3rd and 15 now. Yeah, dude. But I felt like in 2021 it was slightly different. 3rd and 13. Geno scrambles to the right, throws it away. The pressure's there. There's no hope. I mean, the silver lining is the offensive line is so shitty that maybe, just maybe, if we bring in some guys, if Colton Miller stays healthy the whole year, maybe, just maybe, that has been the only problem. And maybe you could roll with Greg Olsen next year as your coordinator. I don't know. I kind of think it was kind of, it's a little weird to just leave the Chip Kelly experiment that quickly. That is too weird to me. And 4th and 13, the Raiders run it up the middle on 4th and 13. Are you kidding me? You run it up the middle on 4th down? Bro. That is just called that is a middle finger to the fans, bro. I don't give a shit. At least try to throw it past the 1st down marker with 1 minute left. You literally ran it on 4th and 13. I mean, the game's over, so I understand it, but just, wow, man. I guess special teams, it's too annoying to do a punt. I mean, yeah, they don't want to risk getting hurt, but, oh. I mean, look. Maybe they, look, let's just hope. Let's just hope there's some strategy behind this, and maybe they are tanking. That would be the best hope. So if you buy day of at Allegiant. So is it really that cheap if you wait the day of? To me, I'd have to fly there, so I never wait the day of. All right, they kneeled it out. Game's over. Please put us out of this misery here. Don't want to see this shit anymore. Holy cow. Yeah, they're punting on the season, bro. Oh no, and somebody's tagging me on Twitter saying, you care to apologize to Antonio Pierce? Look, just because Pete Carroll's doing shitty, that doesn't mean that Antonio Pierce is good. I mean, come on. You can't get a C- on a test and then point to another classmate in college and say, well, he only got a D+, at least I got a C-. That does not make your shit look good. That doesn't mean that your C- turns into an A. We are not grading on a curve. right? Isn't that what the professor or the teacher always says? Oh, I'm going to grade on a curve when everybody sucks in class. That way everybody gets a higher grade. We are not grading on a curve for AP. But I do agree we shouldn't have wasted the money on Carroll and Chip Kelly. But hey, that's Mark Davis's money. That's his fault. Number 1 pick. Yep. At least it's coming. Are we updated yet with the Tankathon? Let's see where we're at. Officially updated here. A tie with freaking 3 other teams that don't need a franchise quarterback besides maybe New Orleans. I like that. I still like that so far. That's not too bad. I could be cool with that. Updated to number 4. Maybe Saleh. AP's thong. Have a great weekend, Mark. Oh, man. Yeah, man, I might actually watch some UFL this year and find a team because this was just such a disaster. Will Gino flip off another fan? Yes. Oh, well, appreciate you guys, man. This is a absolute disaster. One last freaking boo for what's going on here. And can you believe that we actually beat the New England Patriots this year, who are number 1 in the AFC? There was actually hope in the beginning of this year. We beat literally the number 1 team in the AFC for our first game of the season. And like, it wasn't just a 1 possession game. Like, we decisively beat the Patriots and Josh McDaniels. But there you have it, man. Well, appreciate you guys hanging out, man. We had some fun. We'll be back next week against the Denver Broncos. Then we got the Eagles again. And I'm going to try to do some more news lives, talk about the rest of the NFL, and get some more content out there. And I'll be dropping a video tonight. So stay on the lookout for that. Appreciate you guys, man. And have a good one.